Welcome back, I'm Carrie. I'm very excited for today's video. I got something new and exciting, and it has to do with my bed. Now my bed's looking very disheveled, which seems to be the case. If you didn't notice, I got a new bed frame. This bed frame now matches the other items in my room, but I realized a few things with it. So let me show you some things that I've realized and what I'm going to do to fix it, and I'll get to the exciting part. Alrighty, so this bed frame is supposed to have a box spring with it, and I did put my slats on the bottom that are from my old bed, so there's slats under it, but it just isn't working so well. So one thing I did was I bought a box spring. Can you believe it? This is a 4-inch king box spring. It has to be built, but I had no idea you could get them like this. That's Milo. He's not being built, but he is supervising. Now, something else that's really interesting with this is it works a lot differently than my old bed. My old one had a spot where I could like tuck everything under, and this one doesn't. Now, that probably will change once I put the box spring on it, but any of the stuff that I put in here, I've had to just like put through, and then it dangles down, and I really don't like it. So you can see those slats down there that I put in there. So the dangling down, I didn't love when I would make the bed. There's really nowhere to tuck. And my mattress sits down in there really far, which I know will be fixed with the box spring. But because there is nowhere really to tuck anything, I mean, this looks tucked, but I mean, it's just setting in there. All of these sheets are shifting around. And this sheet in particular has been coming up, whereas the other ones are going down. And it is driving me nuts. So I got myself something very exciting. I have seen these for years, and I've always thought, what's the big deal? You can just tuck everything in. Well, I can't tuck anymore. So I got myself a Beddy's. I have no relationship with them, no affiliation at all. I am trying this for the first time ever, and I want to give you guys my honest opinion. So let's get this open. Okay. So the cats are gonna love this box. So I got the Beddy's king size. I got their brand new Ella. So I am very excited about this. I looked on their website because I was thinking, okay, this isn't working. I'm really not enjoying the sheets and everything going everywhere. I knew about Beddy's. I'm like, maybe it's time to give this a try. I was a little hesitant because Beddy's are very expensive. And so I was like, well, I'll just find one on sale or find a good deal or something. And I looked online, and I honestly didn't see anything that I really loved because I have a pink room. Everything is pink, and they didn't have a pink option. So what I decided to do was follow them on Instagram just to see, because I know that they will post whenever they get new things in. And they actually had a post that they had just posted that said, we have something surprising coming in just a few days. And it was in black and white. And I'm like, all right, we'll see what happens. And then the next day they showed a picture of pink. And I was like, yes, pink. So once they actually posted about it, they said this is their cheapest one yet. So I'm kind of excited about that. It was under $300 total, which if you ever have gotten a comforter in a bag set, they're easily $250 to $300. So same pricing, but I'm very excited because if you haven't heard of these zip up, and it's an all-in-one. So the bed sheets, the comforter, all together zips up, stays in place. So I want to get this out, and I want to give it a try. So let's see. Now, some things that I'm concerned about. I love a top sheet. I know most people these days do not like a top sheet, but I love it. I don't love that it's been pulling up over my head and it's been like getting loose, but that's something I really like. So I did make sure to get the all cotton version rather than the minky version because I also sleep hot, and so I knew that that just would not be for me. So I'm interested to see if I miss the top sheet or if I'm okay with it, because this does have the cotton on the inside. So it does come with, let's see, we have some pillowcases. I love it being striped, if you can see that. And then we also have some pillow shams, which, for real, I do not make my bed, clearly. I'm sitting on the bed talking to you guys. It's not made. I also sleep with 2 pillows under the covers. And then let's see here. So the inside, here's the zipper. I do like this, that we've got this sheet, like flap. And now I'm questioning. I'll have to sleep with it on the bed to tell you if I like it like this or not. But it feels just like a comforter. It feels like a comforter only. I'm a little skeptical. We'll see how this goes. Okay, this is funny. I was just taking everything off the bed and I did not know that was in there. It has a little eye mask. That is so funny. Alrighty, I have got the box spring built. The bed's a lot higher than it was, which I kind of don't like. I really liked that the bed was super low, but I'm getting ready to put this Beddy's on for the first time. Are that took quite a bit of effort to get it on, but usually I take about that much effort to get on the fitted sheet, maybe a little bit less than that, but then I still have the top sheet, the blanket, the comforter, so we're done. So that's awesome. I need to get the pillows put together. I probably should have washed it or ironed it or something, but we're going with this. These pillowcases are nice and thick. Oh, and I remember them saying this. Okay, so they have, I thought you said pockets that they fold over, but they actually have zippers, which is great. I also have a feeling that there's a learning curve to this and that it will get easier with time. Just a hunch. Okay, the zipper, it is super smooth. I love that. Put the pillowcase on a little crooked. It's all right. Look at that. Easy. Easy peasy. Who am I kidding? I will never use a pillow sham. We're going to set these aside. So now the question is just going to be, will I care that there isn't an actual sheet, or will I be okay with this? It does have this thing, so it's kind of like it. So we shall see. All right, there we go. The Beddy's is on the bed. It is not ironed. I need to probably iron it or steam it. But I will let you know what I think about sleeping in it and not having a sheet. So that's the part that I'm really curious about. I do love how nice it just goes on, how there's only one piece, but will I miss the sheet or not? We're back on the Beddy's bedding, and I wanted to wrap up this video by giving you my review that's coming after a few weeks of using the bedding. So where we left off was I was really skeptical on if I was going to like this or not. It just didn't seem to be something that I was sure of because I've been so used to my sheet, blanket, comforter. So I'll give you the short answer first and then I'll go into some depth. So overall, I do love it. So I'm very happy about that. I wanted to wait through the full 2-week period where I could return before I made up my decision. And I've decided, of course, I want to keep it. I love it. It's fantastic. So now let me tell you why. So my first impression was that it was a little bit more of a scratchy material than what I was used to, which is true. I usually get really, really soft sheets, but after I washed it the first time, it was a lot softer. So it is not as soft as the sheets that I'm used to, but it's plenty soft, which is great. Something that I didn't know if I would like would be not having the sheet in multiple layers where I could just like keep throwing them on or throwing them off or putting them on. But I've actually found that I really like that all I have to go digging for is one thing. So in the middle of the night, if I have to get up to pee or when I go to bed or anything like that, I just grab the top and throw it over myself and we're good to go. Something that really surprised me on night 1, I was worried about how warm it was going to be. I like to keep the home really cold at night and then sleep with a lot of blankets on. And this, I was like, this is only one blanket. And I'm used to having a comforter plus a blanket plus a sheet. And I don't know what they have in here, but it is super warm. It's way warmer than all 3 of those combined. So they definitely did a great job with the material that is inside the comforter. Now, as for the whole zip situation, this has been great because typically the side of the bed that I don't sleep on just pulls towards me throughout the night, and that's not happening at all anymore, which is fantastic. Also, I sleep with a bunch of pillows on the bed, which they're not on here right now because I wanted it to look semi-decent, but I usually have one for my knees, and then I have one for my arms, and then I have one for, like, I sleep with just a ton of pillows. So those underneath as well, it's so easy to get them under. When I would make the bed, with all those layers, it was kind of a pain in the butt to get the pillows inside underneath the bed, like a body pillow and such. So that is a win as well. Now, the only thing that really was a little bit annoying, I've only washed it once, but I had a bit of a struggle. So I did wash them separate. It's a king size, so I can't wash them together. And the bottom part is like on the around, like the fitted portion, it's the same material as the top comforter with all the squish in it, but then where you lay on it, it's just like a sheet. And so I think my machine was getting confused on if I had a heavy or a light load. And so the first time I tried to wash it, it didn't actually like spin out or rinse. So I had to redo that. And then as I was putting it in the dryer, so they say to do cold water. So I did that when I washed it, and then to tumble dry on low. So I tumble dried on low for like an hour and a half, and it was nowhere near dry. Part of it was a little bit, part of it wasn't. So I did it again. I like, nestled it around, threw it back in, and it still wasn't. So after about 3 hours of trying to tumble dry on low, it was not dry. So I just let it sit on the bed to dry out the rest of the way. Now the top part, I made sure to put it in on cold, on bulky, and then I went to the dryer and tumble dried on low, and then, half of it was dry and half of it wasn't. So then I like inside outed it, like just moved it around and went again. But it was about 3 hours to dry, and it wasn't even like fully dry after that. So just the dry time alone was about 6 hours. So I don't know if I want to try to do a higher dry and not do tumble dry on low like they recommend. I don't know if that would be bad for it, but that took like all day to wash these two things. So that was a bit of a pain in the butt. But when it came to putting them back on the bed, it was actually quite easy. So that was the first time that I put them on the bed, the bottom part first, and then I zipped the top part on. And that went really well. It went a lot better than putting it on all at once. And the only struggle was that one of the zippers is like left-handed and one's right-handed, and so my non-dominant hand kind of had some issues with that. But overall, it went really well. I was able to get it on the bed. It's not as wrinkly. It's still wrinkly, but not as wrinkly after I put it in the wash. But I'm not going to steam it. It doesn't matter to me. It's fine. I have the two pillows up there. Something that I really love, the pillowcases zip, so your pillow isn't falling out. And now I'm like, could I get extra pillowcases in like all different sizes? Like I use a standard size pillow for between my legs, and I have a body pillow, and so I'm like, that'd be cool to get matching ones that zip as well. The body pillow one that I have does zip. But overall, I love this. I'm super happy with it. I love that it's just one thing, and then it's also cool that throughout the night, depending on where I'm laying on the bed, it might not even be touching me because of all the pillows. So the pillows are there, and then the sheets just, it's not the sheet, but then the bedding is just like above me, which is kind of neat. So I've kind of enjoyed that too. If you're interested in the bedding, I will leave a link below. I'm not affiliated with Beddy's in any way, but the link I'll leave below will be an Amazon link, so it'll be just like all my other links. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.